say yakwa nimu a na yekọ eye ohini bi a yefrɛ no sɛ omo kyerɛ sɛ ofri eye achim asum na oyekontin hene ewo saa achim asum ho na ohini kontin hene ni din ede na naboadi amponim abodade the third ne title eno no na ohini tumi ba ebeye ensem a ma ye videos several occasions and I say so be I'm say the fourth video I made any and the third video I made any da bia no ohini mu ni asempa na na de em say ohini nsem ya wo de ebetu dwai and I say continue nsem ya betu dwai de e fam ba bi me no eya adwene continue ekasa edefa eya constitution eho na owie ya no obekasa defa galamse eho ana continue esa ekasa defa ora eho NDC fo ora yi yankoni enkotie ensama continue edebetu dwa efa eye 1992 constitution no eho na afei no yemra ni medi emu enkomo enso ekakra ewo ho.
First and foremost, I think I'm not the only person that wants the constitution to be reviewed. President Akufo wanted it reviewed. President Arthur Mills actually started the process of getting a committee together to do that. President Akufo Addo, on the 28th of February 2022, during the 30th anniversary of the Constitution, also called for an amendment. He saw it necessary for the Constitution to be amended so it could take care of the contemporary and future affairs of the country. At that time, he was scared that there might be a coup d'etat, and so thought that should also be in the Constitution. Everybody wants the Constitution to be changed. The powers that have been placed on the executive is just too much. I do not see any other country in this world of ours where so much power is placed on the shoulders of the president. It is not surprising that it grew up upon him and then maybe made him act the way he did sometimes. But if you have the only right to appoint the IGP, to appoint the director of Bank of Ghana, to appoint the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, to you name it. Listen, we all got wind that there had been some printing of currency, of cedis, Ghanaian cedis, and it had not been approved by Parliament. How did that happen? Now, the president can just simply call the Bank of Ghana director, whom he appointed anyway, and tell him, all right, I need this amount of money, just make it available for me. You as a citizen cannot do anything. If you say, oh, I will take him to court, the apex court itself is,
he's the appointing authority.
Appointed by him. So who is going to listen to you? Or you could say, for instance, all right, I'll just make a criminal case out of it. The IGP is appointed by him. If there is nothing anybody can do, if we are not lucky and we get another president who might even be worse than Akufo Addo, Ghana is doomed.
Enti nana continue ya your friend nana boadi amponim abodade the third nsema oka concerning constitution no ho de nokre okay pa na de emamene mai we say enya problem pa no adeketuwa bi na emsema yi ni sem se de meka no asem o kan de ene ne ya adwene mentano aka kire se mentano ne mum so ka asem na wanka ne ye de ne be ka kire se wanka ne ye so because as attack owo ewo na dodankwa Akufo Addo so no too much asena nisa papa no dodo asem we se ubetumi aka ebra onfa Akufo Addo edin enye de emmam nanka aye free enfe de papa wo ye maka chense wo de atamfo na ebre no because NDC ne John Dramani Mahama ban o mo ntra so nkusi da ena MPP for so eye dani a obi Addo eye Akufo Addo eni ti se yemfa ne se NDC ni MPP abayamba na enipa na wote so anase minister bia owo krom honom no se oni Akufo Addo eka wo hini ususu se ana kontinhini ususu se mpuntu nyuma papa bay ene beba ukru eniti asema wo kan de ye ne no eye adwene se constitution de eye pa se because constitution de se ni nyina no favor MPC ne president because constitutional president will be disika ana president the term so a wuntumi enkasa de na court wuntumi enkasa president no ayi we say enutime eno say it doesn't make sense and ma nipa ne yakromfo until this one there mene abodade the third adwene pa concerning the constitution no said you see can fa also betumi de wadwen kire ato comment section no as concerning this particular asem ya kan about 1992 constitution changes na na amendment no because they say no ya hunu say NDC for enso pese omu esa etna se ewo hu no mu ye amendment na amendment no na ye kase power no eni kwan se kwahye president no nkwansem eni kwan se bibia kwahye president no nsem se de ohini yi kan yi ndi amene ne adwempa nenso se no John Dramani Mahama ene NDC fui wo mo ba be ye bibi a wo chenanko ye betumi aso mu pa chi se wo mo anye sei anase wo mo anye no ma biye enti betumi de mu akokota na se saade ni mu dia ene changes bia o mu be bia na eye wo kwa so wo mu ye changes nyina na wo mo amfa nse mu se president be free so office na the state no anase state no betumi de sa president no akokot ana minister no akokot akodi na asem ti se de amman bi so no o mu ye dia ene de o mu ye ni na no eye wo kwa eno no ye me madwen kire fa so adwen kire eto comment section no as concerning asemo a abodade the third ekan no na eja yemi enkomo emfa emfiri honom na sede okan ye no okan bibi so edefa galamsey enso eho a wo chese galamsey no ono amu obo no homoden se obetumi asi ano kwan bi so yenko bintie ne nsem no na ewia babedin komo ede afa ho.
Let's talk about Galamsey and the fight against it. President Akufo Addo put his presidency on the line. Even at that, the fight against Galamsey is nothing to write home about. How should this current administration tackle Galamsey? Because you talk about being the custodial owners of the lands, and these lands are being destroyed.
First and foremost, President Akufo Addo and his government were never really serious about ending Galamsey. I have personal experience. I did my best, and I suffered a lot because of that.
How so?
I realized that people were just simply eager to get money. I'm talking of the miners.
Okay.
Whether they have documents or not, that was not their problem. And a few times they would destroy the lands, destroy the crops, and when there's no more gold to be mined, they just abandon it and leave. I took it upon myself to at least find a solution to that. And so me, together with the Asafo, would go around making sure that if even you are mining, you do reclamation, which is necessary.
True.
The laws spell it out very
explicitly.
Yes, that you should not just reclaim, but even revegetate, so that even as you throw our cocoa and oil palm plantations and food crops away because you want the land to mine on, when you have finished, you go back, reclaim, and then replant those things there. I made petitions to several agencies. I wrote a petition for assistance to the regional commander of Eastern Region, the Southern Command. I think Commander Ohinebwe, the boss man and his people. I didn't have any help from them. I petitioned the Minerals Commission Inspectorate at Kuforidia. Nothing came from them. I petitioned the Operations Unit. I even went as far as the Southern Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. Yes, some soldiers volunteered to come help us. They were able to arrest some Chinese people and their Ghanaian counterparts. But as usual, the Chinese people were rather set free, and the soldiers who had come to help, together with myself, were labeled as armed robbers and sent to court. The case is at Kufuria Court as we speak. And what charge did they put upon us? They said they went to rob their Nokia phones and some coins. They are still doing their mining as we speak. It was obvious that instructions had come from above never to let any of those people venture into stopping Galamsey, because they had realized that when they did a bit in 2020, they lost most of their votes, and so they were not going to lose any more votes.
Let's talk about Galamsey.
And he said, Abodade the third. Etumi ebekai edefa Galamsey no no. Although said my kan yi de at least then to me sign will be it because yenti ase ebe sign will be ti nemum no kora ne yeka Akufo Addo himself former president etumi ejinai ebra woman no last is the state of the nation address. Yes, last one no o kan say Galamsey de wo mu anya de eno de no doubt ntene ne so no de o kan say no kru say no kru ade say ne yabeji atumu anesa so ti de be chance because the person in question no etumi kra ababonten abeka say ade no wo mu akra no wo mu amomodin so but asamo ade bia no meka che papa yi say onka na nuntum anaso okasa omomodin anu avoid Akufo Addo edi emfiri nanum ebeboano we say no afutuo yankwa ne next your friend say asama o kan yin so but ansa ne ebekoso no ade asa won so betumi de comment at comment section no ase se Galamsey ene eho ensensem yi ni nyina ne de be sha aban se aban anya ade because say de o kan ade say omu companifo bi anim ema yetu soldiers kura ebai anase military bi bai eba be China for no dey na course between China for no military yinti a omu sa jai wo mu ema China for no be ye wo madwuma wonya sure say yem police adwuma ko ya anase security agencies most of them na corrupt. Most of them are corrupt. I know so said the work no John Dramani Mahama etumi ehwa ebetumi aboa because said they say Galamsey ene Ghana yensa asem AC no obi bebubu nnua enye Galamsey for enkranko forestry foi omu ko bubu nnua omu tumi ejai na nnua no chese adia so de said enkanana eka no anka ubua na wadua bi aduahim asase no mo hwese muntum tokro ntututu mutokro sa na mum no mo bebo modin ase bia feeling kakra mo feel na dia no asa come back to normal but said omu si yen Galamsey eni wo mo a omu twitwa nnua no omu si jeja ye no masa no na ha adwen I just said the president of the republic John Dramani Mahama yesro so betumi attack we say na ya dey say Ghana for ye ni beje ho because said the normal si kon enye ana Galamsey no sema omude eye ni nyina no etena ekobobo nsuo mu Emma nipa da sani ne konom na nipa woto aba ma ono se wa anwene ne ho a hwan biem na abedwene no sagalam se nwa sende se de na eken abodade eken no eye no kure pa Aniti John Dramani Mahama yesro ma wani enko da sector honum no na eno nso ebetumi aboa na aboa Ghana fo enso aka ho na owie ya no eno kan bibi efa ora ho because they say ora ho nsem no akwa bibi ti say ankomo fama special prosecutor type pribi na je say nkomo enhwe na omo enka asem no enfa enfri honum so because omo che say ora no enye constitutional. But about that day, also say, say no NDC for to test majority Parliament House. And you know also omutumi edu omutumi ehye ora no emano ebeye proper yemfa ne say institution. Yes, ebeye institution. But no yakoda de enkokotie eho ensem se de osika fa ye ne wi a bebuse eho asem baako enemienu bi afri eye asem a abodade editu edwa no emu.
Go. I am begging the president. I am begging the powers that be. Please go to parliament. We have 2/3 majority, for goodness sake. Enact the laws that should back oral so that oral can have all the capacity, the legal right to prosecute, the legal right to go to court, investigate, and subject all these people to what Ghanaians want. We actually voted for President Mahama and for NDC because of oral. It was one of the #1 reasons why we voted for NDC. And so for it to just listen to what the other party is saying and then to just go and give it over to OSP, for me, is a no, no, no. And anyway, if we are going to leave it with the OSP, which was formed by President Akufo, staffed by President Akufo, and we expect these same people to punish the over 700 people or so, how do you think it will work? They will just clear them, as is usual. So we must make it an institution. Oral must have an address. It must have phone numbers. It must have staff. It must be institutionalized. It must be supported. People must be paid. Oral must come to stay, not just for 2025 up to 2028, but beyond, so that any corruption that has anything to do with government appointees and then even presidents and vice presidents can be investigated.
But what is wrong with the already existing state agencies?
I just told you, if you are giving these cases to OSP, for instance, they will be cleared. If you are going to give it to the police, I'm not downplaying the ability of the police, but we have been in this country where cocaine has somehow miraculously turned into kunkunte powder. We know the bureaucracy that is within the police service. The police were there. Why was the need for serious fraud office to be established? Why was the need for Yoko to be established? So yes, there is a need for oral to also come in. It doesn't spoil anything.
Do I?
And I'm the one saying why.
It is said here, abodade eka ye no what say enam dodo de ensen kwan eye no kre nanso wontumi emfa yemfa ne se sanam so de doso enuti wontumi obi a ochiri yemfa ne se wo wone ade no wontumi mfa mefra obi nkwan so saa so emsa papa no or kasa from a point of hatred. So wutie ne nsem a wutimi say because wo hena wutimi eya politics say kura de da bia meka because wo kan wansem na wo kan no say a neutral person eya na nyansa bom ena say udi obi bone kura na say opese wo ye biribi kura na wani ese nipa no ana say what target nipa ni say opese wo ha nipa no kura da nipa nhye dem hu but dear what ye dear one shot at the end of the day no ya beka kire your friend say NDC for say ni time and no mudi ye bribi because so who be a special prosecutor ewo ho na woni ni mu arehemu o police wo ho na woni ni mu arehemu o yoko ne wo mu o makeka yi wo ho woni obi e mu arehemu a ene wo yi na wo ba bete no yemfa ne se ora group ya wo ba bete no arehemu bai na obenya no sankrofo ne mu ya botere arehemu obenya no mu se wona wa appoint nipa no and automatically no oba appoint nipa omo ebe favor aniti enipa so mbe favor on so de omu di asem a omu ni asem no ne papa mu said ye wono e kasa special prosecutor disa cases we ya one fan okore anya adwuma no how come say you betumi so trust NDC for oral committee no meaning say what they making asia because all parties a special prosecutor yes MPP for edia police for cocaine adanu konkonte enu ntinu ni wo mu ni afei NDC for momra meti ora se ora no moma no enye te se moma ora no enye te se institution eba betena honum a good idea but Akufo Addo ne special prosecutor wote no wanyi na ani untumi nye bribia nso changes bia ewumu ebema sankrofo na anasa da institution abeye fa when na eba abe trust oral committee wo ba bebeti anasa oral team no when na eba abe trust aminti no aban bi aba onte ne de enkosa na papa o kire because enam dodo ense nkwanti anything no instead of saying papa betumi a share yen policy dwumakuo yi obesha aban kutupa se bo momodia na se de omo se omo ba reset no omo resetting free sankrofo no so na so omo reset free go musu a sa institutions a yetete ne basabasa no atuo betwa because no kra ebe ya adwuma na so no kra be ya adwuma so a efiri wo aban ne so se constitution a mo pese mu change no mo fa mehye mu se aban kra efiri Ghana akonya so na se wanya no ma ya yetumi tabiri no de no court se aban yetumi tabiri wo ema nation no ebe wudi a obi abesuro ene basa na wo aban no wonye corrupt na wadwuma yefo abaye corrupt aniti attack issue bi say no attack mfimfimfim wo say wo hwetire no target tire no na wukum tire no wiade aka ni nyina be ya ahoma because see at institution ya wo kan say ora no emeye institution na say those people omote ya mekire NDC foi omu ye corrupter e benya bad influence e wota ayi no so institution no so a che say papa sama wo kan ni de said that be an mechano a year ni time and chesa witumi say in somewhere in here no akofa no de ababa be hihye ni nsemu ede ade but all the same no also be to me do adwenkyere ato comment section no ase we ya me madwenkyere na me kyere no say ora no yete no as institution ebeboa na sebeboa adentina government no said papa yi eken want to me enten say institution enfama Ghana for said papa yi kan say bia one ne ya adwena obetumi de ato comment section no ase ana say adentina want yes government no ente enfama Ghana for na say de working say won so odwene ede ko akire pan so de a na say won ne nya adwen to comment section no as because say institution government be a bad no obetiti institution said the worker said nam dodo ense kwan na and then at the end of the day no the ministers no your farmers kra nkeye enti said the aban no eba John Domani also about be reset no on reset institutions no dance yes betete foforo e de aka ho no it doesn't make sense don't forget to comment section no as needing komo emfa emfiri ehonom na Serwaa Amihere GH1 ababa we ya waka news ye interview kama ni ho nso twa na Serwaa Amihere the Thanksgiving program bi ekọ so a watumi agina atu omo ba ase no efu a chese o kire se o ye nyina yete ne ho asem yes yenso asem yete 2024 ene yete se eye Henry Fit woni Serwaa Amihere eja omo mpamu gita wudi bi ababa beto public na ensem ya Serwaa Amihere ede koye efutuo ede ma some of the youth no and as ladies no titiri eno ya de say social media so enkofo bi kasa say ehunhia ena say hunhia mpokura na nko so nko sha ase edi free baby yenko de nko tie Serwaa Amihere ne semo a wode ebetu edwa no na yewie a afei yebekọ ensemo a enkofo enso ka no so na eja yetumi abomodia edi enkomo edi efiri honum.
And you know, it's as I went through an extremely difficult year last year. I'm sure that everyone in this room is aware. Hey. And you know, it's as though I knew something was going to happen to me last year. Because when Auntie Bobia said I was going to say something, I wanted to tell you, because I know there are so many young people here, that you need to be extremely careful of the choices you make today. I was going to tell you this last year, and I didn't say it. But then I'll be doing you a lot of disservice if I don't say it this year. So let me repeat it. That there are so many young ones here. You are mostly in the university. So please, be extremely careful and picky of the decisions you make while you're young. I went through an extremely difficult year last year.
Yes, and Serwaa Amihere utumi ede ebeto Ghana for enimu a nina ejina Serwaa na meken se wode Henry Fit na eno na obeka nsem we social media for bi ka che se owosen kutu emanefo anase youth no efo adase wo ma otu wo mufo no obi obefa na futu do ode ka ho se eni brebre ene se ye chesi nkrofo ekununum no ana nkrofo yerenum because of sikado enye aha se wo sori a eni bre de obi wo no opese bunya bie chinchini chi a eni nkrofo kunu ehwo na wo tare ni ade no ono ne de wo ye lucky because ma bebre on mo makotare nkrofo kunu no ho am ya bo mu bia na ma bebre on mo makotare nkrofo yere no ho am ya kumo mu kwa a chese enumum na social media phone bi chese oh Serwaa Amihere o se nko ka se de beja obi kwa ho kranka one way or the other no anko obesuro so because obi o hono mo a ebi Serwaa Amihere enye woni Henry empemu agro no enkwatio nemum no woni Henry o hwe Henry se di wo sitie na ahe no won fata no sa na birimoka ana so hwe omumie no so a se omugina ho no mu a sa na kwakoye so hu sa na kwakoye se kase as far as enipa yiye mu eye concern de sa na ye beka no so hu nemum ni sikanti ewekodi nachi so hu emiti no senka ebia Henry Fit ewodibre wo ye big tall oye kakaka ma obia owo body any adea ebia kanani mu saa amiti no in the way no obi betumi afa ne say oh enya me picky me kofa ba ma wo sika me kofa ba ma ye friends obo a ogina so anaso obosi se de binum eka no so na mum ni kwan se obeka ne woro se omu kwaya picky saa na saa adwene no emma obi etirimu because so okoka se omunye pikia in a way no o pa kire nipa ne se ade ne de ye obi kunu na wokotare ho no eye obi yere na be ma no ekotare ho no eye na mum you need to just be picky eni kwa se ho no na de ne ranka ehya ase firi demum no also tumtuom fu se eni brebre enye ade no enye wo de a eni kwa unni bia te ho no wase na pre ne pebi ne jai say o pesa by force o ko pebi e bia obi betumi abodua akum ache social media use de nkrofo adi ho enkomo pa ebinom so che say oh ababa wo ye bold I say we to be de na asemo a etisa aba abetudwa aba whatever the cases no unso betumi edo comment ato comment section no ase na yedi enkomo ede free ehonom na say yakoya nimu a eye opambo but answer ne beko opambo so no say video bi ewo honom a we interested in a Serwaa say we hu video we mu a next video no eso because the videos no especially live videos no you try no esini because say ya na ewo wadodo enti ebia na specific video na wo pe no akwa she mfimfini untumi hwe wan esa ma basa na obebre enti said ye beye na ebetwa nitie nti etwa yin videos no nkakranka said ye beye specific video na wo pe no ubetumi enya eno na watumi ahwe ebia highest ebomu mienu na atumi aye short kama pa ede amaye nti so anya sa specific video na me pacho ko the next video no eso na kohwe video no efa efri ho so we subscribe you are not subscribe no turn on the notification bell you are not like video no share video no ede amaye o comment no drop to comment section no asini ni nkomo emfa efri ho no aha e WhatsApp TV me das